What's up, guys? Chris here. I want to talk about a little bit more about mindset and different things. And the reason I keep bringing this up because I do help a lot of people compete. I've been competing, in bodybuilding myself, motocross, all individual sports that take and can you can put yourself under a lot of pressure competing individual sports because a lot of it rides all on you. So, in my experience of what I've done personally and what have helped others, there's still one main component here that many people don't seem to grasp. That when you start doing anything, whatever individual sport it is, you start doing it because you like doing it. You take interest in whatever it is because you saw it as a kid, you liked it, you wanted to try it, it was cool, then you wanted to get better at it, and then you wanted to compete. Now, it's somewhere down the line in this point of competition, people tend to be like, this is not for me anymore, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, it's too much pressure, it's not fun like it used to be. But why is it not fun like it used to be? The only real difference what has occurred from when the time you were a kid or whenever you picked up something to begin with, whether it's training, snowboarding, or any individual sport, is you liked doing it. It was fun, it interested you, you tried it out, you competed. And most people end up feeling like they need a reward in response to what they put forth. Now, that's where a lot of people go wrong. Now, majority of champions and people who are champions because they love what they're doing. And it is easy to lose sight of that. Lose sight of the fact that, what you love to do becomes a job or it becomes too much pressure. But remember, that pressure that you're put under is put under by yourself. Unfortunately, social media today is just full of a bunch of jackasses and, Photoshop themselves and all this shit talking, who's better, who's gonna do this, and people get caught up in this little verbal competition of crap on Instagram, and that can create pressure. Who's doing this show? Oh my god, am I gonna beat him? But it all goes back to when you start something. You start something because you love it, and that is where people go wrong. I mean, I can tell you so many times, man, like, nobody picks up any sport and goes, I'm gonna be the best at this, and that's why I want to do it, because I want to be number one and I want to win everything. No, you first pick up anything because you like doing it, and you gotta ask yourself that. Now, you're gonna throw in the towel on something that you love to do because you're not the best. Now, let's be honest, Phil Heath is the best, okay, at this current time. Now, that's one person out of how many thousands upon thousands and thousands of bodybuilders. So entering into that, coming to the fact that, oh, I'm not going to be the best at something, that shouldn't be the reason why you don't continue to do it, okay? Now, people say, oh, I always train to win. Yeah, okay, dude. But the bottom line is you're being the best version you can be. And then whatever you're going to do to be the best that you can be, then you compete. That's just rolling the dice. All the hard work you put in at whatever you do, doesn't matter what it is, in the end, you roll the dice with a bunch of other people who are doing the same thing you are to see who comes out the best. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, someone will be better. There's going to be issues where you don't win. Champions have admitted so many times they always lose more than they win. So that's a part of the process. So I don't know where this loss of sight comes from of if somebody doesn't win, but they still do improve where they want to quit or, not sure. Just remember why you did it to begin with. You're doing it because you love to do it. Will you be able to beat other people? Sure. Will you be able to progress and progress and progress? Yes. I mean, look at all the people who are champions now, who weren't. At one point, Ronnie Coleman was placing last place Mr. Olympia. Last place. So, yeah, being Olympia stage is still the greatest thing ever, of course. I probably will never get there, but think about that. That's great. But in the sense of, him being, well, I'm getting last place, but he still kept doing it because he loved to do it. Ricky Carmichael, another guy racing motocross, his first, now he's a great champion, he always has been, but his first year in the 250s, he's getting last, got crushed, so many horrible crashes. Does somebody just give up? No, you keep pushing. And we always strive to be the best, and we would like to win. We'd like to be the best there is, the greatest of all time. But that's not always a reality for everybody. It's just not. People need to understand that before they partake in something. Being the best version of you and reaching your potential should be good enough. Everybody wants to be in the spotlight today. Everybody wants to have notoriety. Everybody wants sponsorship. But what about doing something just for the love of doing it? I mean, I see so many people at the gym who compete, who don't compete, who look great, live the lifestyle, love bodybuilding, love changing their physique, love dieting, love learning about nutrition. They have a family, they go about their daily life, normal job, and they love everything. And then I get see people do the same thing, but they compete, and everything's miserable because they put too much pressure on themselves on having to win, having to be the best. Be the best that you can be, and that's good enough. And no, it's not a pussy cop-out. People being like, oh, that's for losers. No, man. The bottom line is there can only be one winner, and winning is actually rare. If you do win, that's great. If you're competitive and you beat other people and you continuously prove every year, you're still winning. And I'm not trying to come across being like scolding people by any means, but I'm saying is like, but like this, if you don't like it and you're not having fun, quit. But do not ever quit because it's hard, or do not ever quit because you're not winning everything, because nobody wins everything. People keep going forward, keep going forward, keep going forward, and some people who never give up make it. Some people who never give up don't make it, and that's okay. Do you want to be that guy who pushes forward, quits, waits 15 years, and reminisces being like, man, I actually quit. And you never actually knew if you actually put full effort what actually would have come of it. You know, quitting's forever. Giving it your best and coming up short is 100 times better than quitting because it's not for me, because I know I'm not winning everything. That's fine. Do it because you loved it. You know, I used to tell people, I would say to people sometimes, I'm like, it's the greatest thing ever when you first start bodybuilding and you haven't done a show because you don't know what to expect. So expectations are kind of non-existent. And you're just like, man, this is great. The first time you're shredded, happiest time ever. And then 3 or 4 years down the line, things get more competitive, things get more serious. You start dedicating your life to it, and you don't come out on top, or you don't reach the expectations that you created in your mind, and it's an epic catastrophe. And that is what you can't do. If you love what you do, and you continuously love what you're doing, you'll be good at it. That's it.